You're
Just a big on-air thing. Yep. Am I sounding weird?
You're just a little high.
Well, hi. Give me a second.
Like loud or whatever you want to call it.
Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. We'll go with that for now.
Cool. Wait, nope.
I saw something. I didn't see what it was, but I feel like I have an advantage.
Oh no! The whole thing's ruined. All right, this week on our rating, we're talking about 28 years later, The Bone Temple. So I've got 10 different zombie movies that Will's gonna have to identify based off of the zombie alone. This one could be tricky because a lot of zombies look awfully similar. Let's jump right into it, Will. What do you think this movie could be? Start off with a fairly easy one.
Is that Night of the Living Dead?
It is Night of the Living Dead. Well done. Well done.
Oh, this is Zombieland.
That's it. You're good. Just
I
Zombieland.
couldn't remember it was the first or second one.
It's the first. There you go. This one stumped more people than I thought it would. I thought this one was more popular, maybe.
I don't know what this is. I recognize it, but I haven't seen it. Let's pass for now.
Sounds good. Hoping you get this one.
Yeah. This is Shaun of the Dead.
Well done. Well done. Forgot to set a timer. It's all good.
My zombie boyfriend. I don't know what this is.
Somebody guessed that exact title earlier, but no, that's not it, unfortunately.
Ooh, this has got to be. What are we talking about? 28 days later.
That's right.
Yep.
Nope. You got it. You got it. Stick with your gut.
Wow. What is this? I don't recognize this one.
No. Okay.
Don't recognize. Pass.
Fair enough.
This must be like Resident Evil.
Absolutely. Yep.
I've never seen it, but the dogs make sense. What the heck is this?
As I said, it's hard to get distinct zombies, so we had to go a little bit out of the norm. But this is a Netflix movie. It's by a pretty popular.
Yeah. This is by the guy that did Justice League. I saw this movie. I don't know what it's called. Something World. No, Crashing. Pass. I don't know what it is, but yeah, right. Yeah.
And this one's just way out there, but if you get it, you get it. I'll give you a hint that Bubba Hotep loves this movie.
Of course, it looks like a Bubba Hotep movie, like right out of the gate. I recognize this too. I don't know it. Darn it, pass.
All right, I have no idea. I didn't start a timer. We're gonna call that time, but I'll go back.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, I was throwing off the start because we're talking about 28 years later, which is not a zombie movie, so I wasn't expecting zombie movies.
That's fair. That's fair. This is Train to Busan.
Yes.
A Netflix movie.
Yeah, okay. I haven't seen it, but I recognize.
I'm not a huge horror fan. I liked it. It's not one that I'm going to go back to, I don't think. This one, I didn't like as much as I wanted it to, but it was an interesting performance. This is Warm Bodies.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes.
But you're right. It is a romance, obviously. But
yeah, I haven't seen it, but I recognized it.
You got 28 days later. This was World War Z with Brad Pitt.
That's Brad Pitt's hair. I should have known. I have seen that. Okay, yeah.
And you got
said it.
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
I was thinking Land of the Dead too. I was also going with like World, but yeah.
Yeah.
This one I did not like very much.
It wasn't great.
No. And this one, silly little movie, but actually kind of fun. It is a Christmas musical zombie movie.
Oh,
it's called.
Yes.
Oh, did you get it?
You've talked about this one.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it though. I haven't seen it.
Anna and the Apocalypse.
Okay, yeah.
And again, like I don't rave about it the way that Hotep does, but it is pretty fun.
Yeah, no, you've mentioned it a couple of times that you've enjoyed it.
Nice.
Right on.
Let's get Brian in here. How you doing, Omega Man? Good to see you, buddy. There, good timing.
Good time. Okay.
Did you hear me say let's get Brian on here? Like, what the hell was that?
Read in the Discord, it says I'll set up now. I don't know if Cleaning Agent meant all set up now, like already.
Oh,
I didn't know.
No, I said that like 10 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, I wasn't paying attention. I figured. So yeah.
That's funny. Right
all good. All good.
Good luck. You'll crush me.
Okay. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't have a timer set up. That was entirely my bad. I'm just failing around to see over here.
No, it's all good.
Let's see.
Oh wow, look at my frame rate's way low. That's weird.
I was crashing out pretty hard. Like I told you to enjoy your run, and then everything just started going super slow, and I'm like, oh.
I think
so I had to close your stream.
Joined as well, but it like caught up. So maybe it's just a restream thing.
All right.
Nice temple you got there, Run.
Thanks. I don't recognize this one. Like, there's a person with a jacket in the photo. I'm wondering if this was like
I think
a
that's no,
like a
never
fake
mind.
one.
I was gonna say, I
Like a
wonder if that's the
reproduction or something?
director, and then I was like, no, that looks white.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a CGI kind of
Yeah.
pit.
Maybe
I'm
altar.
wondering if
Yeah.
somebody had like a AI made it or something. But if my fat head covers up that person, it kind of looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
I won't argue with that. All right. Goodbye, Will. We'll see you in a bit.
Yep. Good luck.
Brian, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent. This week on our rating, we're talking about 28 years later, The Bone Temple. So I've got 10 different movie zombies that Brian's going to have to try and identify the movie they come from. Let's jump right into it, sir. Do you recognize this zombie movie?
That looks like Night of the Living Dead.
That is correct. Well done. What about this one?
That's double tap. Zombieland.
Nice. Good reference. This one's proving tougher than I thought it would. Do you recognize this one? I thought
We're
this
all
was more-
dead.
It is not. Do you want to pass?
Yeah, pass. Let's go with a
All right.
pass.
See if you recognize this one.
That's oh my god, they throw the records at the zombie.
They sure
Shaun
do.
of the Dead.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, this is that romance one where he's a zombie and he's in love with her. What the heck's this one called? I don't remember the name of this. I've seen it though.
Fair.
Pass. Oh, this is 28 days later.
Nice. Well done.
I'm not sure I recognize this one. I think I've seen this.
It's pretty
I'm gonna have to
popular.
I'm gonna take a pass on this one though.
Okay.
I don't recognize the scene. This is Resident
20
Evil.
seconds. That is Resident Evil.
Ooh, don't know this one. Pass.
Okay. And then the last one is pretty obscure, but pretty fun too. So I had to put it on the
Oh,
list.
I've seen this. I don't know
There.
it though. I know I've seen this, but I can't recall it.
5 seconds.
I'm out of luck on that. Sorry.
Too bad. Well done though. Well done. I wasn't paying attention to how many you got, but good job.
I don't think I did as well as I should have done. I used to be really into zombie films, and I just can't recall some of the names. Like this one, I don't think I've seen this one.
This is
That
a
is-
Netflix one. It's Train to Busan.
Okay, yeah, I
and-
haven't seen it.
Okay.
I saw the trailer for it. I haven't seen this one yet. I want to though.
Fair enough. It's one of the ones where, like, anytime I talk about zombie movies, people jump. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Have you seen this? So I was like, oh yeah, it's pretty popular. And then everybody I've shown this to is like, I have no idea what this is. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. This one with Nicholas Holt is Warm Bodies.
Okay, Warm Bodies. I never would have got there. I just
No.
didn't remember the title at all.
That's fair. This is the doctor from World War Z, and this is Brad Pitt's hair here.
Okay, Brad Pitt's hair. That's right. Okay, he's locked in there, taking all the different drugs and trying to hope one of them is the cure for the to get
Yeah.
out. Yeah,
Or
okay.
at very least make him sick enough that the zombies don't want to tear him apart.
Yeah, I knew I'd seen that one. I just couldn't recall this. I'm at a loss on this one, unless
This
Is
one's
this
not
that
great.
new-
Oh, go
is
ahead.
this the new one where they go to Vegas to
That's the
recover to
one.
rob a bank? What
Yep.
the heck was that called? Like Army of the Dead?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good.
Nicely done. Nicely done. And this one I had to put on, else Bubba Hotep would yell at me. So this one is the Christmas musical zombie apocalypse movie, Anna and the Apocalypse.
Oh, you know what? I haven't seen that yet. I haven't
It's-
seen Anna and the Apocalypse.
It's fun. It's not great. It's fun.
I heard it was pretty good.
I don't dislike it. I just Bubba Hotep talks about it a lot, and it's like it's good. You couldn't tell me you're doing zombie trivia. I don't have to tell you shit, sir. You just come and watch.
Whoa.
Mr. Hotep, are you going to join us later on in the episode near the end? Tell Run to look in his chat. Is
I
he
saw
ju-
that Bubba
And
did
The
a
Apocalypse.
review.
Yes, I saw you write that, Bubba Hotep. It's just I haven't seen Anna and the Apocalypse. I've seen the trailer for it, which is why that clip was recognizable to me, but I haven't seen Anna and the Apocalypse.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I actually think we got the same ones right.
Yeah, very, very close.
Yeah. And
Um,
we blanked on the ones we knew but didn't know the title to.
Right? Yeah. Warm Bodies, I never would have got to that title. I've seen Warm Bodies. It wasn't really for me. I made
No.
it all the way through it, but that was toward the end of my zombie enjoying spree, and I was kind of oversaturated.
yeah, that's fair. It's Wait, which one was that? Oh, Warm Bodies. Yeah, I didn't love Warm Bodies by any stretch. It was interesting because it was a different take, but that's about as far as it went. I've knocked on your door if you wanted to let me in.
Oh, okay.
Come and knock on my door.
What's going on here?
I've been waiting for you. Sorry. Flashbacks.
How did I lose Twitch Stream Manager? That's weird. Dude, everything on my computer is running super slow since I connected with you. What is going on here?
Not sure.
Okay. Should be connected. You can share chat.
Yep. Chat should be shared.
Okay. Things are starting to speed up now. I don't know what was going on with that.
My computer seems to be liking Restream less and less for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just close some stuff behind the scenes to make sure everything's running somewhat as smoothly as it can. Where Restream's there.
Oh, you know what? I got to turn off my alerts before somebody starts messing with the robot.
Did you get TTS figured out?
I did. It
Nice.
works.
Did, and I was
Doesn't have great
abusing it.
pronunciation, but it works.
Good enough. Good enough. As long as it's there.
Sometimes the mispronunciations just make it better.
Yeah.
Reboot.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is a reboot.
Yes, it won't pronounce cleaning agent's name correctly, so cleaning agent won't pronounce its name correctly.
Nice.
Wonderful D says I need to watch Train to Busan. Well, maybe myself and Brian.
It's pretty good. I did mute
So
it.
I've heard a lot of people say that it's a good one. I have trouble with subtitled movies, but more and more lately, I think ever since I sat through City of God, I've really been giving another chance to subtitled movies and finding some enjoyment in them. Maybe I just had to mature enough.
In fairness, most of the subtitles in Train to Busan are just over and over again, so you can ignore most of it.
Yeah, the high action ones aren't so bad for subtitles.
Yeah. No, it's legit pretty good, and it's from the same director who did Parasite, which I absolutely
I
love.
haven't seen that either. I need to watch that.
Oh, that's a good one. I would, Patreon be damned, I would watch that in a watch party with you just to see your reaction to certain scenes. I love that movie so much. It is purely subtitled though, so you know there's that, but you'll be fine.
It's all right.
Couple of minutes early. Do we want to just jump right into it? I don't have any other games ready to go or anything.
Yeah, we can jump into it. I don't mind getting an early start tonight.
Sounds good.
I'm looking forward to this chat since I've watched the movie. I've been like, ooh, I want to talk about this movie.
Well, we'll get into it.
Let's now I'm even more excited.
Jump there. Hop on the Bone Temple. Yeah.
All right, before we begin, chat, we're gonna ruin this movie for y'all if you haven't seen it. So
we'll
spoiler alert.
Let's go like 2 minutes, and then we'll kind of jump into it. Just sort of like initial thoughts, just in case.
Okay, so you are gonna give a spoiler alert warning while we were recording the video.
Like we'll do our opening intro that's just like us talking. So don't I don't think you're going to, but don't jump into anything super spoilery in like your opening minute.
Yeah, let me just rewrite this intro.
All right, fair enough.
No, I'm just joking.
Cool.
I know it's no different, Foss. It's just that this one just came out, so if people are, worried,
we've done a couple of movies that are still in theaters.
That's true. All right. 28 years later, The Bone Temple, 2026. Picking up immediately after the last movie, Spike realizes that the rage virus is tame compared to some of the folks around this wasteland, and Dr. Kelson is dying to find a companion to share his time with.
Very nice. This episode is brought to you by Radik Audio. Radik Audio. Enjoy the music. Oh, I'll wait for you to be done.
Tickety tick.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our rating, the show where I get together with a couple of my friends. We take a movie franchise, break it down by movie, give it an overall score, and throw it back on the board to see where it lands compared to the other movie franchises. I'm joined today by Brian and Will. Will, how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I've been eagerly awaiting talking about this movie just because, it was only like 6 months since the last one. So the closeness of it kind of just got me re-revved about the whole series.
Nice. What about you, Brian? How are you doing this week?
I'm doing great. I also went and saw this in theaters, and I have a lot to talk about on this one. Maybe a lot of questions as well.
Excellent. I love to hear it. Now, if you are new to the show, there is going to be a board at the very end. We're going to have the scores of every franchise that we've rated and where this one is going to land. This is currently the last movie in the 28 later franchise. So you can see where that one's going to land forever until the next one comes out on the board compared to that one. So make sure you stick around, check that out, or jump ahead if you can't stand, if you have to, I guess. I don't know.
If you have to,
yeah.
You have to, yeah.
Sometimes things just happen. Obviously, this is in theaters. It's only been out for less than a week at the time of this recording, so I'm not going to ask you how you came to this movie. We all came to it roughly around the same time. How was your viewing experience for this one? I saw this on a Monday afternoon, and I was in a theater by myself. Well, like I didn't go with anybody, and maybe like 3 other people. So basically, had the theater to myself. What about you guys? Did you guys have a bit more of a packed house?
I had the theater completely to myself, just me and my buddy who went and saw the film together. Completely empty theater, which I don't know if that's a good sign or not. But we did go to like a real early showing, so that's probably not a big deal.
Yeah, mine was a Monday, basically like a matinee. Like it was like 4 p.m. on a Monday. I'm not surprised that it wasn't fuller, but also it would have been a good sign if it had been fuller. What about you, Will?
Yeah, I went to a Sunday evening show, and it was very quiet as well. I believe this one isn't doing the numbers the first one did, which is unfortunate in a lot of ways. But I think it's already been greenlit for the 3rd, so at least we'll get that.
I was going to ask about that. I wasn't sure if they were getting a 3rd one this one. We are going to spoil this movie in a few minutes, so if you have not seen it and you're curious about it, you can dip out after a few minutes, but we'll keep it PG for now or spoiler-free for now.
Skip to the end, see the board, then you can just move on with your lives.
There you go. See, I need to get you guys to do more of the talking at the beginning.
No.
Yeah, I think I saw that this one cost about 62 million, and it's already made about 30 million, which is not bad, but not like incredible either.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if coming so close after 28 years later, which we generally liked, but wasn't like a massive blockbuster, if people just aren't excited for this one just yet, or if the weird ending to the last one kind of put people off, so this one just didn't have that like, oh my god, I have to see it feel. It was kind of that like, the last one was weird, right? And also like January as opposed to Halloween for a horror movie. So
the time of year definitely has something to do with it, I think. But I think a lot of people were hot and cold on the first installation of 28 years later. So that might have had a bigger impact than maybe they initially thought.
Yeah, I think a lot of... So I have spoken with some people, and there's a weird kind of niche of people that like everything in 28 laters except number 2. They don't like the 28 months later, whatever it is, 28 weeks later. And we didn't really like number 2. But then you have people who really enjoyed number 2 and they don't like the rest of the franchise, which number 2 is like an action film. We talked about it before. You can go find that where we review it.
Link down below.
Yeah. So there's that. And I gotta say that the last movie wasn't exactly what I was expecting, and so it did get a little bit lower score for me. And then again, this movie was once again not what I was expecting, even though I was trying to angle myself in the direction I thought it was going to go, and it went a bit of a bigger direction. We can talk a little bit more about that later if you guys want to save some of the spoilers there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before we jump into spoilers, I will just get your initial thoughts. So this one, like the 3rd one, just isn't quite what you were hoping for. What about you, Will?
This one, I was pleasantly entertained throughout, and at points, I was dazzled by this movie. So overall, I don't want to show my hand too soon, but I think I like this one more than 28 years later.
Interesting. Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna, I guess, land somewhere in between, where I was never bored with this movie. The performances were phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I'll ever see it again. So
it's one of those movies, though. Do you need to see it again?
Well, exactly.
Right? Because there's a lot of great movies that you don't need to see again. They leave an imprint, and I think this movie in some ways can definitely leave some imprints in different ways.
Not as big an imprint as the third one, but yes.
Okay, so the third movie, I feel like it had a lot of stuff that people in Europe would fire
Relate to.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they relate to, it would trigger them or make them happy. I don't know, but there's a lot of stuff over there that me as an American went way over my head. And when you guys were talking about it with me, I was like,
Sure.
oh, that's why they did that. I mean, the whole Teletubby thing with Jimmy at the end, right?
Jimmy himself, yeah.
I did not know the background of the characters that were invested in that and stuff. So I did a little more research when I went into this, so I would hopefully have a little better understanding. And then I felt like most of that stuff was already brought up in the previous movie, and so I was already prepared for it. I didn't need to do much research because all that stuff was already there, and it wasn't anything new. It was still new to me as an American if I would have missed that last movie. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it was a little interesting for me, but like I said, I was trying to prepare myself for the direction of this movie, and once again, I was a little bit, we're going here. But once I realized that the movie was going to be different, I went, okay, let's not get hung up on this like I did last time. Let's just enjoy it for what it was, and definitely did enjoy it.
Nice. Shall we jump straight into spoilers then, just so we don't have to bite our tongues any longer?
Sure.
Yeah.
The only last thing I wanted to say is like I think this movie kind of made the first iteration a little better. Like 28 years later, I appreciate more after seeing this movie because you can tell now that these were written all at the same time, and I assume the third one was already written as a part of these. It is very much a trilogy to be seen one after another, and that first movie 28 years later is the setup for the whole trilogy. And so this one ties off a couple of the loose ends and leaves a couple dangling that what's coming in the last one. Or you can, give an educated guess.
Absolutely hooked me at the end.
Absolutely.
Right?
All right, so now let's get into the spoilers.
All right, so the first thing that I want to ask you guys, because I'm really glad they clarified this in the movie, because otherwise I would not have understood what they were getting at. It went over my head a little bit. Were you, prior to this film, familiar with the term Old Nick? Did that mean anything to you?
Old Nick as in Satan.
Correct.
Yeah, I've heard it. It's not like a common thing, I don't think, but I have heard Old Nick. Yeah.
Well, coming hot off the heels of the Christmas Chronicles, it took me a minute, but about halfway through, I was like, "Oh, the other Nick." Yeah, the other Nick. Okay.
Yeah, that was one of those things where I'm like, "What is he talking about?" Like, he's like, "Oh, that's your old man." I'm like, "His dad died. Like, he saw him die 28 years ago. Like, what are we?" I did not get what we were going for. And then he looks at him, he's like, "Oh yeah, that could be my old man." I'm like, what is happening? Like, if they turn out that this is his father, the saint from whenever, this is gonna be real. Like, it just wasn't. I was not connecting those dots. So when they finally like Ralph Fiennes is like, "Oh, you mean Satan?" I'm like, "Oh, there we go, light bulb there." That really helped me. I'm glad they did explain that in the film, but that was one that I wasn't sure if that was just like a British thing or something, but it meant nothing to me until
I don't know if
they explained it.
A British thing, but yeah, I don't hear it a lot. That's for sure.
Sure.
That said, though, one of my favorite scenes was just them talking. Dr. Kelson and Jimmy Crystal.
That was a great dialogue scene there.
Amazing,
with them just sitting down, and Jimmy is finally acting mature and rational, and it was almost weird, that change of heart. It was like he kind of almost met an equal, and he didn't need to showcase anymore. He was just like, let's chat.
Well, he even said to him, like, "This is the most interesting conversation I've ever had. Like, this is you're the easiest person I've ever had to talk to," or something along those lines. And I was like, the acting in this movie across the board is so good, but specifically Ralph Fiennes and thank you, Jack O'Connell, just incredible. Now, the first movie, I'm going to say the first movie, but I mean 28 years later, is very much Alfie's story. And in this one, he's very sidelined, or Spike's story, I guess his character's name is very sidelined. Like, this is much more about Jimmy, Lord Jimmy, and Dr. Ian, and I'm so happy for it. Nothing against Alfie Williams, great actor. He did a good job in the first movie.
Great
performance, but his story was
he does good in this too. He's just he's
agreed.
the side character for sure.
Yeah. what did you guys think of the satanic Jimmies, like the little gang, the fingers as they were?
The fingers, yeah. I mean, I enjoyed that they weren't the Power Ranger acrobatic killers that they were at the end of the first one, and it kind of made me feel like they purposely did that as like how Spike saw them when they came to his rescue. He's like, wow, this is incredible. These super powered beings are here to save me. Yeah. And then everything gets real once this movie kicks off. And so I like, again, this one made me appreciate what they did in the first one more.
In fairness, they were still pretty good fighters. Like they're not 100%. Doing acrobatics and stuff like that, but everybody they came across, they beat very easily.
100%.
Yes. And I really love the introduction of them in the swimming pool and Spike is fighting to see who wins. And it showcases, hey, the fingers are going to be good because you have to be better than the last guy to be a part of this group, right? You had to kill your way into the gang. And so they're definitely skilled warriors all around. That was a great way to introduce the group. You learn so much about many of them without having to be told anything. You just see how this takes place and how this group functions. And you learn a lot about them. It was a great way to introduce them.
And it also reminds you, Alfie outthought them. He knew he couldn't outmaneuver them. He couldn't outstrengthen him. So he distracted him and then took him out. I'm not entirely sure he knew he was going for an artery. I don't know what his backup plan would be if he just hit like flabby tissue.
Could have got lucky, but he used trickery and thought to get past somebody who was gloating over him, thinking that he was, underestimating his opponent, basically.
Absolutely. Great scene.
Great scene. Not to mention just the no children allowed past this point sign. Very, very nice metaphor for the whole thing.
Yeah. For the whole movie. Yeah.
For the whole movie, really, right? It really, Spike lost all innocence going through this one. So
yes,
it was
and
cool.
Also we also know that Jimmy lost his innocence from the first movie when you finally figure that out, and so you're seeing where he's gotten to after this. Everyone's being forced to grow up in a way that they don't want to, so it's really good. But to step back a beat to the satanic aspect of this movie, I was not prepared for that. That is the one angle that I did not see coming, did not know or predict or understand anything, and at first, I was like, okay, I'm just going to let go of this and see where it goes, because this isn't a zombie film. It has some zombies in it. We've talked about, 28 days later, broke the mold, making fast zombies, and people had issues with that, saying they're not really zombies or whatever. Once again, this movie breaks some things with Samson and how they do stuff there. But overall, this isn't really a zombie film. It's not very much about zombies, maybe setting up something for the third one. This is about the satanic cult and what they're doing and how Spike has to witness this, and then their interaction with Ralph Fiennes' character, Dr. Kelson. And so I had a little bit of trouble getting around to this, but I was okay with it. And then we got into the shirt scene where they are going to, donate their shirt or sacrifice?
Charity.
Give charity, where they give their shirt over.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a scene that it was really amazing. It was very powerful. It was very vivid, but it was
too much for a lot of people, I think.
Really not what I signed up for coming into this film. And I had a hard time getting through that scene because I just was not prepared for that at all.
It wasn't so much, it was that scene, but it wasn't the shirts or the charity. It was the fight between, I don't know the character names, one of the Jimmies and the muscular farmhand, where she's like, we're going to spoil this movie. Cutting his arm and like going lengthwise, like down his wrist, where I'm just like, I don't know that I'm enjoying this. I don't think I'm enjoying this. I don't really want to watch this right now. Because you don't really see too much of them. Like the shirt scene that we're referring to is they are literally ripping the skin off of their upper half.
Yeah.
You don't see too much of that. You do see some of the aftermath of it, but it doesn't really focus on that. But like cutting down his arm, you are like focused in. That.
There was a scene where you see skin flop to the ground in a sloppy pile.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I had to look away and just like give the scene a little bit of time. I don't know what happened because was just I wasn't.
Oh,
ready
you know
for
what
that.
happened. You know exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
You're not seeing it. It's just not quite as
Yeah.
focused in as some movies. Like a Saw movie, you would be like feeling every bit of that skin coming
Yeah.
off. And this one, they kind of give you a bit of a reprieve there. But
Not enough of a reprieve, in my opinion. It was that, like I said, a really well done scene. I wish Saw took a beat from that scene, but it was still just too much for me, and it really was hard.
That's fair. Totally fair. On your comment of like the satanicism, I think this movie was like really again, it's like kind of religion versus science in a lot of ways. And I do think they set this up in the previous movie with Jimmy, because his father was like a priest or whatever, and he was like, we're saved as he's getting eaten by zombies. And that's like the last time Jimmy saw his father. He wears the upside down cross and things. I think a lot of that is foreshadowed into Jimmy's character, but the way Jack O'Connell like really brings it to life is really nice. How he's even speaking to his father and giving the souls. It's like really well done. I thought it made for great. That's what made for the great conversation between Ian Kelson and Jimmy Crystal near the end, right?
Yeah, what a great character, Jimmy Crystal. Just fantastic. Really enjoyed watching all of his scenes, the way he communicates with his group and leads them, the way he's trying to orchestrate everything. He knows what's going on. He knows that's not old Nick. He's got to.
He knows he's full of shit.
Does
stay
he though?
in power?
I think when he first sees him, he questions it a little bit.
I think so.
Yeah,
yes, he stumbles a little bit in his own understanding of what reality is.
Yeah.
But after going and having a conversation with them, he's
100%.
like, "Okay, now I know how I'm going to handle this,
and I'm going to
so let's make a
Yeah.
deal."
Exactly. Yeah, but I love that his hesitation is just so real, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you old Nick? Like,
Yeah.
So it.
And he's even takes a
you
step back. Like he's literally taking it back.
First time you see his humanity, really, right?
Yeah.
In the whole
right
movie.
there.
And it's really cool to see that switch.
He's questioning his own sanity at that point. You could really excellent scene right there.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed that. Jack O'Connell being one of the stars, absolute, just taking it away with this. A cast that's full of great actors here.
I also really like the scene leading up to that where there's like on the side of the hill and you can see Aaron Kellyman, who is Jimmy Inc., I believe, starting to realize like this guy's full of shit. Like you just see her the look on her face. She's looking at him and he's like, "Oh yeah, I think that is old Nick. Good. Yeah, let's go talk to him. I'll go by myself." And she's just like, "What are you trying to play here?" Like she just just through a couple of looks, you tell everything that's going on with her character. And I thought it was really well played. Very subtle, but excellent.
Him calling her out was also good, being like, get them to shut up a little bit, right? And to stop talking back. Like, funny that he calls them out on it. Like, I know what you guys are doing. I'm onto this.
Yeah.
So funny.
What did you think about, because one of my favorite scenes was near the end of the movie where Jimmy is actually introducing Ralph Fiennes to the rest of the group, and he's got like Iron Maiden blaring, got the candles everywhere, blows something in their face to start making them hallucinate and get them a bit more in the mood. And he's just dancing around like he is going all in. Again, like Ralph Fiennes is just an incredible actor. Does not give an F, just getting everything on the line for this, because like if you had an actor half-assing that performance, the movie falls apart real quick. Yeah. But he is giving it all. He's got the makeup on, the music is blaring. You gotta think like
the pyrotechnics, Lord Jimmy, everything. It was great.
Lord Jimmy is pretty old, but most of his Jimmies are young.
Yeah.
They might not have ever heard music before.
Yeah. Maybe not the Iron Maiden, a number of
maybe not anything. Right? Like
sure.
Maybe somebody with a guitar, but not necessarily like even as they're talking about Teletubbies, they're all just stories given from him. Like I don't imagine they have any way to like watch the Teletubbies, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were children. They were probably, 2, 3, 5 years old when stuff hit the fan. And this is 28 years later. They don't remember any of that stuff. And I doubt their parents were listening to or letting them listen to Iron Maiden when they were children. So yeah, they've never heard this stuff before. This was blowing their minds, both metaphorically and physically, because I mean, he blew some drugs in their face, and puts on a fantastic show.
Yeah, to answer your
So-
question, I didn't need the drugs to find that phenomenal. I was all in, and I
Yeah.
loved how committed he was. Like, this is the last rodeo. I'm putting on the best show I can muster.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great. I was just
And
like,
you know what?
spellbound.
The cinematography, all the cinematography that takes place in the Bone Temple is amazing. During that dance sequence, it was phenomenal. They had the camera underneath looking up at Dr. Kelson when he's on the table and rolling his arms. The shot when he's spinning all the flaming barrels on the end of his stick was just incredible. You had those aerial shots looking down at all the candles in the Bone Temple, just beautiful. And those shots made me, I literally in the movie, I'm like, you know what? That's so good. I'm okay with the excessive use of shaky cam during the other sequences in the movie whenever they were running, right? They needed shaky cam when they're running from the zombies. It's been throughout this film. We've had that stuff. It was pretty harsh and excessive early on, and it was not really my cup of tea. But the stuff that took place in the Bone Temple, just phenomenal cinematography.
I agree that it's phenomenal cinematography, and you're right. Like, we had the shaky cam through this entire franchise. I'd still want it to go away. I'm still just over it.
Yep.
Like, even when they're running through the forest, and I get what they're trying to do, but it's still just like, I don't need it. I don't need it this badly, at very least. Like, it was intense in a couple of parts.
And hey, that brings us to the effects of the film. We didn't need shaky cam. I thought the effects in this film were excellent. Everything looked great, and they didn't. I mean, we didn't get a lot of zombies or any of that action, but when we did, they looked really good. They looked scary. They looked like they had been rotting away for years. It was really good.
Yeah, I mean, that leads to another spoiler. I'd say the high action scene of the infected or rage was the train scene with Samson.
Yep.
I thought that scene was just
Oh, we're going to talk about
shot.
Samson.
It was just a great scene. And Samson, like, what a character as well. Talking about great characters, like Samson grows on you. I mean, he's a shower already, but he grows on you as well. And that's no different from the last movie, that's for sure.
Yeah. When they showcase him walking through the Bone Temple, picking up Dr. Kelso, and Jimmy is seeing him upside down with the devil horns. You know, he's hallucinating the devil horns. What an image. I mean, what a scary looking guy just walking through there. Really cool. I was on the edge of my seat watching that sequence play through, and it was cool.
And Jimmy's like, why have you forsaken me, Father? Very JC, you know, Jimmy Crystal. Like, a lot of mirroring there is very
for sure.
interesting. I've heard that the writer Alex Garland is very much religion versus science in a lot of his movies. I haven't seen a lot of his other work, but I'd say this one's probably right up there as far as quality writing for him.
Oh, I mean, this was Jimmy versus Kelson, a battle of wits, religion versus science, and it was really fun to watch it play out. What an interesting, just this, what's the word? This diagram of two people coming together. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Do
you think it was always his plan to turn on Jimmy? Or do you think he did that when he realized Spike was kind of there and like what this actually looked like?
He was doing everything he could to save himself because he was having those breakthroughs with Samson until he realized it was Spike. And then that changed his motive, right?
Yeah.
And he did whatever he could quickly in his head to be like, how do we get out of this situation?
I thought he was going to be like, here's my last commandment. Leave me a sacrifice. Leave me this boy. And then you guys fuck off. Because Jimmy probably would have let him. Like, if he did that, but he gets to keep the other ones, like, I don't think Jimmy's connected to Spike in any way.
Yeah.
But then turning it being like, hey, I want to sacrifice, kill Jimmy. That might be the time where everybody's just like, wait a second. What, are we doing this? What's going on here? And like Jimmy Inc. was all in. She's like, hell's yeah, let's do it.
It happened that Jimmy Inc. was already
thinking that, I think. She was already on that game plan.
Which was awesome. And it made for a great scene. I wonder if Jimmy would have accepted any, straying from the original plan because of who Jimmy is.
I mean, again, I don't think he's all that interested in Spike. It doesn't really weaken the crew that hard. And he still gets to leave having fulfilled all of Saint Nick's or whatever old Nick's
Yeah.
prediction. You know what I mean? Like he
That
probably
said, though,
he probably could have
his-
let that go, but being
his troop
sacrificed,
was-
not so much.
his troop was pretty weakened at that point, right? Like 2 or 3
Sure,
of them
but
already had fire burns. Like
Yeah,
they've
they went
already
from
been-
7 down
lost a
to
couple
4.5.
people. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty shaky that if he went on to lose more people or not. I don't know. I like the way they
Spike-
went, but I could see the good other direction too.
He was already suspicious of Spike because they killed the one guy in the woods first thing in the morning. So he's
Mhm.
already down that guy. He's already like half thinking about killing Spike anyways because he let the girl go. Like, oh, I
Let the
bet she's
pregnant
dead
lady go.
somewhere in the woods where we can't find her, right? Like,
Yeah, I shot her for sure.
yeah, like he was ready to kill him right then and there. And then it was Jimmy Ink was like, no, let's go see old Nick. I just saw him. And he's like, wait, what? But other than that, he
Yeah.
would have been dead that night for sure.
Agreed.
So-
Agreed.
What happened to the pregnant girl that ran off past the gate?
Nothing.
Did we ever? Nothing. We don't know.
No.
Maybe
mean-
we'll find out next movie.
A pregnant woman alone in that world, I don't think she's got too much of a chance.
Yeah.
She was one of the ones that ran away from all the zombies when like they were in the valley before, right? She was one of those 3.
Sure,
Yes,
but
yes.
you know
So-
what? Going from the last movie to this movie, there wasn't much from the last movie that didn't turn out to be foreshadowing for this movie, and I didn't realize it until I saw this movie, which makes
Sure.
me appreciate, like Clean said, it made me appreciate the previous movie that much more because I didn't realize how much of that was setting up this, and
True.
it feels like this is setting up a lot for the next one too.
I will agree with that 100%. There's also a lot of stuff from the last movie that we don't get any of in this movie. Like, were you guys disappointed to not see the island or Spike's dad or
I was
anything?
definitely disappointed not to see any of that. Yep.
I was I would thought that's where Spike would take. What did you say her name was? I missed that part of the movie. What's
Oh, Kelly.
Kelly. I thought Spike would have taken Kelly that direction instead of where they actually go at the end of the movie.
Right.
So, and I'm not sad about that because I'm super curious to see where that goes in the next film. But I was a little surprised we got literally nothing of that island in this one.
Nor did we have any soldiers or the mainland, which is unscathed by this virus. So we know nothing. We learn nothing outside of what Spike is doing, which
Yeah.
is kind of weird because Spike plays such a small role in this film, but it's everything that Spike experiences.
Well, the film
yeah.
is very much Dr. Ian and St. Jimmy's story, and they don't go to either of those places. So, like, it kind of makes sense, but yeah, I don't know.
To answer your question, I didn't mind that the dad wasn't in it at all, actually, because it was the stories we got were so gripping that I'm
Yes.
like, okay, I can see, I can wait for the dad in the next one. I'm not disappointed.
I should clarify. I wasn't sad he wasn't in this one. I just thought he would be.
Right.
I was
That's a good
surprised
way
he
to put it.
wasn't, but
was
I
not
didn't
sad
miss
he
it.
wasn't in this either. I really didn't like his character in the last one.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm not big on infidelity in the first place, and he was just this cheating kind of guy, and I really didn't like him. He wasn't a good person, and so I wasn't sad to see him. I wanted to see more of the island.
The Holy Island or whatever it is. Yeah.
A line of dialogue, just acknowledging it. I just want to know: are we done with that, or will we find out in the next movie?
Well,
I
because
think
the last thing we saw, correct me if I'm wrong, the last thing we saw in the last movie was him kind of burning parts of it down and then running through the gate.
Mhm.
So it probably survives, but sorry,
I
you're saying no?
I believe the last thing we saw was him dropping the baby off at the island.
Oh, you're right.
So
You're right.
that's Samson's child. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back into the mix.
Fuck, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so for people who, I mean, if you're still here and you haven't seen this movie, I apologize. The arc that we haven't really touched on too much in this is Dr. Ian is actually, sorry, I guess in the last movie we see Samson getting tamed is not the word that I want, but it's the one that's coming to me right now.
Yeah,
Subdued is getting subdued
Mhm.
by medication from Dr. Ian. He's using it to try and protect himself, but we can tell that Samson likes it. Like, he likes that he doesn't feel that rage constantly. And he comes looking for Dr. Kelson, not to like kill him, which we see he absolutely can. He rips the guy's head off and takes the whole
He's like,
spine of
"Shoot
him
me
like
with
he's in a
your
Mortal
bow."
Kombat.
You know, yeah.
But he is becoming kind of a drug addict and kind of like loving the tranquility of not feeling the rage virus.
Mm-hmm.
And so he comes and almost tries to befriend Dr. Kelson. So that is an interesting storyline for the movie to take. And we can see he's actually curing him without even trying to at first. And then when he does try to cure him, he actually legit cures Samson, which was super interesting for the train scene when Samson's kind of like figuring out what his past looked like. And all the other zombies don't recognize him as an alpha anymore, don't recognize him as one of their own anymore. They all attack him. He gets multiple bites, doesn't phase him at all because he's already got the virus inside of him and just rips them all apart, proving once again, like he is still an alpha, even though he's no longer of their species. I just loved everything about Samson in this movie. When we first saw him, I was kind of like, I don't know if I need more of this, but sure. And then by the end of it, I was like, I want a spin-off of Samson. I want to see more.
I'm really hoping that the next movie will be the story of Samson, or at least be a lot more around him. I think there was a great setup for that. There's so many questions that we want to know about Samson.
Yeah.
And you're right. If his baby's back at the island, maybe we could go full circle on this portion, this trilogy portion of the franchise, which would be perfectly fine with me.
I love the idea of him going back to the island and like interacting with the people, like talking to them. Like obviously they won't trust him. First off, they won't trust him probably at all. That'd be fine. But just like I want to see him try to explain to people what have happened, because like this also is a group of people who feared Dr. Kelson, so they're not going to be like. He's not going to be like, oh, I met Dr. Kelson, he got me better. And they'll be like, the witch doctor? What the hell are you talking about? We're not going anywhere near that.
Yeah. And he knows where it is. He's been there, right?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of interesting ties could get tied together, or strings could get tied together in the third. And I'm excited to see. This movie made me excited to see where exactly and how they take it. Again, because like you two said, this one was a bit of a surprise where they took it. So I'm excited to see where they take it, because I'm hoping they'll surprise us a little bit again, and or just tie off some of these great openings they've left us.
Now, I've only seen 28 Years Later once, so I'm going to question something you just said.
Sure.
You said he's been there before. We saw Alpha run the gamut. Wasn't that a different Alpha? Didn't that one die, or was that Samson?
Yeah, they shot him down with arrows.
Yeah, you might be right. I can't remember now. Yeah, you could be accurate on that.
Great scene in the first movie, but yeah,
that was a
you've
great
chase scene. You've seen one Alpha, you've seen them all. You know.
Sure.
I was focusing not on the face. I'm sorry, eyes are up here. My bad. My bad.
And,
the running helicopter gotcha.
You know what? We didn't have a variety of different zombies. We just had the zombies on the train and a smeckling of them here and there. In the last movie, we had like the bloated zombies, which none of us really liked. It was kind of a, I don't know, anecdotal little thing. So I didn't like the different styles of zombies they had in the last one. They didn't showcase any of that, and I was perfectly happy with that. So I thought that was good. I would have liked a little bit more story about the Jimmies, or maybe just more little Easter eggs, I guess, about the Jimmies, because learning about them when they appear in the last scene of the movie of the previous film was very interesting to me, talking with you guys about that and all the stuff of the people that they were kind of related to, and all this iconism that Europeans would get, and me as a dumb American, I'm not going to figure that out. But learning about that was amazing. There didn't seem to be as much stuff for me to learn about in this one. It was more, hey, they set it up. Now we're seeing these interactions between these characters in this film and how it's coming together, and how these different walks of life are interacting.
Right. That's one of my maybe gripes with the movie, is this one doesn't feel as much as a standalone movie as the 28 Years Later did. I mean, that one obviously leads up to a cliffhanger ending. You want to see more, but you don't have to. You know, Spike's found his own resolution with his mom. He got rescued at the end, and that's fine. This one just felt like you couldn't. You could see this movie without seeing the first one, but there would be a lot more questions of like, who is Spike?
Absolutely.
What is Ian Malcolm isn't as deep as well. Like Samson doesn't make as much sense because he's already halfway into this addiction. And so I just felt like this one cannot stand alone in a way I enjoy movies to do so, franchise or otherwise.
it's kind of the problem with the middle child always, right? Like you kind of need the first and the last half. If you saw this movie and it's the only one of the franchise you saw, you might also think that Dr. Ian is Saint Nick or old Nick. You know what I mean? Like, what is this gigantic bone temple everywhere? Why are you bathed in blood? What is going on?
Exactly.
Like I can absolutely see how you get to that conclusion. Going back a quick second to what some of the stuff Brian was saying. You're right. We don't see any of the other variations of zombies. I didn't miss them whatsoever. There was like a split second where the 3 non-main characters are in the valley, and you just hear something in the distance, and I was like, "Oh, is that one of the bloaters?" And like in and out of my head that fast. Didn't miss them at all. Didn't need them. Didn't want them. Totally fine with that. The Jimmies, the one thing I would have liked is we kind of see Spike's initiation into the group, but clearly he doesn't want to be there. I would have liked to have seen them initiate somebody who does want to be there or who decides to join them, because I'm not sure how they convince somebody to be one of them. Like the farmhand who attacks what the female Jimmy. Yeah, I don't get the impression that if he killed her, he'd be like, "Cool, give me a wig, I'm in." Like, how do you convince somebody to do that? That's what I'd love to see. I'd want to see, because as much as I love Jack O'Connell's performance in this, at no point did I see it from his perspective where I'm like, yes, cool, I want to follow you. I would have loved to have seen that. I would love to have seen his pitch that actually gets people to do this nonsense.
Yeah, in fact, when Spike sees them come down off the cliffside at the end of the last movie and go all ninja on the zombies, he was maybe scared, but clearly impressed by that, and then skip to the start of this film. And he is definitely not impressed by this group at all, as he is told he has to fight for his life and must join them or die. And so I'm with you, Dan. I want to see, what did the others do? Because some of those people are clearly all in to this gang. They want to be there. And I want to know why. Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Any motivation at all.
Yeah. The only exception was Kelly, who wanted to be there only because she felt it was the only way to survive.
Yeah. She thought it was the only thing that was better.
But she didn't buy into all the other crazy notions of Satan and things.
Even Kelly was disappointed to miss the charity. She wanted to be in that barn cutting those people open. She was mad that she missed it. So somehow he even got her to be like, "Yep, this is what we do. We torture people."
Yeah, it's a mess. And you're right about that. Like the Jimmy's fingers are a little bit cardboard cutout. I just don't know if I want another half hour added to the movie to explore that.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, this is actually a relatively short film. Like this is only an hour 45. Like
this had the perfect running length. It was the perfect length.
I like the length. It just kept me. It kept moving. Even there were slow parts, obviously, but they were so integral and so, I don't know, just sucked me right in. I couldn't resist.
I think what would have helped, instead of seeing like an entire scene or something like that, just a piece of dialogue from maybe Jimmy Jones or Jimmy or one of the other Jimmys, right? Maybe they could have just had a few lines of dialogue like, "This is our home, this is our family, we're Satanists, we like this, whatever." Obviously better dialogue than me, but something along those lines, a few bits, because if you lined up all the Jimmys, aside from the girls, I couldn't tell them apart. I didn't know who was who, and they were color coded, you know?
Yeah.
So I would have liked a few more lines just to get to know some of those Jimmys. It wouldn't have taken but maybe 5 minutes more dialogue, and I would have been okay with that. But not necessary. I mean, there was a Satanist cult group in an apocalypse, and they felt that they needed to worship Satan to survive, so that's why they were there.
Fear is a powerful tool. Look at today. Yeah, and I think that's a big thing with this movie as well, is like you can compare it to a lot of things happening in the world today with power and corruption and darkness.
Yeah. I believe it was, what was the line? A lie is a lie, even if everyone believes it, and the truth is still the truth, even if no one believes it. I think that was, did they say that? Maybe I'm getting my movies mixed up. I did watch a lot of films.
I missed that if they did say that.
Okay, well, maybe I'm getting my movies mixed up, but that's kind of what I felt was kind of happening here. Like, Jimmy's pulling the wool over everybody's eyes. Now, Kelly knew the wool was being pulled over her eyes, but she was accepting it because it was better than what she thought the rest of the world was like. Yeah, Spike, however, had seen a better way, and so had Kelson also. And so they weren't going to let the wool be pulled over their eyes on this.
Yeah. It's just so many scenes. Just, you know how we talked about in Kill Bill, like scenes just like you know what's coming after you've seen it. And you're like, I can't wait for this scene. It's so epic. With the music and what happens in the scene, I felt that a lot in this movie as well. Specifically, Ian Kelson's music selection, how they integrate that right into the movie with his records. I thought like his music was so great with what was happening on screen. It really made for vivid pictures and audio. It just encompassed everything that I needed it to do to keep me in this movie.
And fire scene aside, his dancing out in the grass with Samson and everything.
The relationship
was amazing. His moves, the way he would just kind of move around, like I was like, that's weird looking, but I really dig it. And paired with the music was great. I didn't like the music outside of Dr. Kelson's choices, though. The rest of the audio of the film was pretty meh for me. But the sequences where they were dropping the needle and playing his songs were spot on.
I can't say I remember any of the music outside of Dr. Kelson, but maybe that
there you go.
Just kind of proves your point. Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
For maybe the heartbeat at the end.
The heartbeat at the end. I must have missed that. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The OG song from.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yes. The heartbeat. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Because can we go ahead and spoil that now? And
absolutely. I was just about to do it, so go for it.
Okay, so we come full circle to 28 days later, and we have, help me out with his name.
Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy, thank you. With his daughter, no less, talking politics, like world politics, which was really interesting to see the type of stuff they were talking about leading from World War I into World War II. Like, why would you even need to know this? It's been completely wiped out, but really cool stuff. They appear, they hear screaming, they go help. He's holding the gun and she says, "Do we help them?" And there's this hesitant pause. And then he looks at her and he goes, "Well, of course we do." Right? Like maybe that wasn't his first instinct to help them, but he remembers that he's a father and he's got to show her the good in humanity and be the best he could be. And he said, "Of course we help them." Like he had to convince himself to say that. Such a great scene. And then of course, they run off to go help them. Excellent way to end this film. And if I was questioning whether or not I really wanted to see the third movie, that hooked me so much. I am so in anticipation of the next. I say the third movie. I'm sorry.
I know you mean. I know.
This is a trilogy.
The Years feels like its own trilogy. And to bring it back to the first one with Cillian Murphy was so amazing and great for me. And we still don't talk about number 2, and that's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they all but wiped number 2 from existence.
Right? Didn't we got a line of dialogue in the last one that basically said, "Yeah, we're not going to talk about that."
Is it a line of dialogue or is it like words on the screen at the very beginning? It's just like the virus made it to Europe and it was eradicated instantly, and you're just like, good. All right, I'm good at this. That movie. It was a really interesting scene, and the thing is, at the end of 28 years later, I feel like you have to know what's going on with the rest of Alfie's story and the Jimmys. Like, there needs to be a sequel to that. Mm-hmm. If this one didn't get a sequel greenlit, just the fact that they find Cillian Murphy's character, who has survived in this world for 28 years later, is enough of a, I'm going to say, Easter egg that I'm kind of like, cool. They'll survive this because like Cillian Murphy survived it for this long. He's got a gun. They're going to survive this 6 zombies chasing them. They're going to show Kelly a better world. We're good. Do I want to see more? Yes, I absolutely want to see where that story goes. I want to see more of Samson. I want to see where that story goes. I could even take more of, I can't think of his name, but the dad and the island and more of where that story goes. Like there's enough thread plots that they could make a 3rd movie, 5th movie, whatever. But I don't feel like they have to. Like, if this is the last 28 movie we get, I'm content with that ending.
I believe that is why they wrote it that way, because the 3rd one wasn't greenlit through Sony or whoever produced it until the first one was like a financial success. So I think they purposely made it like, oh, this could be a twosome, no problem.
Yeah.
But I'm happy it's going to be a threesome. You know, who isn't?
No.
I got to say this. So I was probably the least big fan of the previous movie, 28 years later. I think my score came in like 10 points lower than either of you. And I wasn't super happy with it because it really wasn't what I wanted. I would love to retroactively change my score. Now, as a standalone, 28 years later, just a good movie, well produced, well made, wasn't my cup of tea. As a part of this now to be trilogy, as we're calling the years portion of it, it was really phenomenal and incredibly smart and set up so much for me to enjoy and jump into this film and enjoy this film so much more. I would love to boost my score. We're going to have to talk about that if that's a thing we can do or not. But as a standalone, the movie before this, not so great for me. Part of this, really good.
Yeah. That's what I said, right? I said this kind of retroactively makes the first one feel better. And that's cool.
I don't think I rarely have that sort of thing happen when you talk about sequels and trilogies and stuff. That rarely happens. Yeah. To have the next movie make the previous movie better.
Right.
At the end of the day, we're all just making this nonsense up. So, like, who cares? Change your score all you want. A part of me wants to say, watch it again and then see where your score is at. And if we change it, so be it. Like, we have done this before. This is not the first time, because if you remember back for Alien Covenant, I watched Covenant and was like, my score is really, really high, but it doesn't feel like it should be, so I lowered it a little bit. Then we watched Prometheus. I might have those two backwards. It might have been Prometheus, then we watched Covenant. Which is the first of the two?
Prometheus is first, then Covenant.
Okay. Watched Prometheus, really liked it, but I was like, I don't think it deserves a score. Gave it a bit of a lower score. Watched Covenant, and instantly watched Prometheus again. Because, like, was I wrong? I feel like Prometheus was way better than this. And came back the next week being like, no, I want to change my Prometheus score. I saw it again. I don't believe that I think it deserved the higher score. So I want to give you the same props and be like, absolutely, you can change your score. Some part of me is like, watch it again, see where you actually land.
I'm probably going to go back and watch it again, especially knowing all the lore that me as an American didn't catch on to.
Right.
Would make it better too. I mean, these two movies have so many layers and things hidden and embedded in them throughout that is really good. Did you guys catch the soldier's cell phone embedded in the tower behind my head right here? Behind my head right here. His cell phone was embedded in the tower as one of the lights. Yeah, I saw that in there, and I was like, hey, they acknowledged that guy was in this. You know, it was little things like that sprinkled in throughout this. It's really good.
I saw things in there. I didn't make out what they were. I certainly didn't recognize it as his cell phone, but that is cool.
Well, it was a cell phone, and I would assume because we got to see the joke of his girlfriend and what's wrong with her lips.
Yeah. Okay, so going back a second, talking about Cillian Murphy's character, we see him and his daughter. We don't see the other two characters who survived 28 days later. Now, one of those actresses has stopped acting. Like, she pretty much was only in 28 Days Later and one other thing, and then she pursued a music career.
Frank's daughter, whatever her name was, right?
Yeah, but the other actress, blanking on her name, and I should have looked this up, is very much an actress still, could be brought back. Do you think we will see those two?
I hope so.
How do you think he has survived with so little community, no real defenses? Like, it looks like a pretty standard cottage on a hilltop. Like, they don't have a fence, they don't have any walls, they got nothing other than they can see for miles because they're on top of a hill.
We all know how he survived. He's a father. He's a father.
This trilogy is all about fathers.
28 Days Later had a father, and he died real bad.
Right, but I mean that's how Cillian Murphy goes with such a small community. He does it for his daughter. That's why he's giving her tests on World War II when it is absolutely, well, not useless information, but not quite relevant information to their tasks. And he's doing that to make sure that she's entertained and her brain is being stimulated and she's not losing it to loneliness and depression.
I don't have it directly in front of me, but I'd be very curious. Sorry, Will. I'd be very curious what the exact conversation of that looks like. And I'd be curious to revisit that before 28 Years Later 3 comes out and see if that does play forward. Like, if they were playing the long game on that as well. Sorry, Will, go ahead.
No worries. It just, to me, it came across as something like you learn the history so you don't repeat the
Repeat
mistakes
it.
of the past. And so that's more what I thought that was coming across as. But again, I wouldn't be surprised, just what Dan said, that if it comes around into the next movie either. Naomi Harris was the actress that played Selena, and what I noticed in the end kind of scenes is that you do see the taxi cab of Frank in the background at one point, and I do believe
nice.
you see Selena's jacket hanging when they're doing their little history lesson. In the
And the
background.
daughter has the same haircut as Selena had too.
Yeah,
Now
very
that
much.
said, you can keep a dead person's jacket, obviously.
Sure.
But it would be exciting if all three, or at least the two of them, made it. The
And
daughter,
28
whatever her
years
name
after
was,
the end
I
of the
don't care
world, they're
about
probably
that
not going to be
much.
throwing away jackets anyways. Everybody
Yes.
recycles everything in this,
Yeah.
which was one of the kind of gross but also accurate things. You see them in their jumpsuits, and as the camera gets close to them, you see how tattered and worn they are, sewn together with shoelaces. Their masks are made out of sneakers and other stuff. And from a distance, they look like impressive jumpsuits, and you get in closer and you realize how absolutely gross they are and filthy,
only-
dirty, really.
Only
So,
Lord Jimmy is clean.
yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to take a quick 30-second break before we get into the ratings. But you guys are good for the ratings at this point?
I'm good for
ratings. I mean, I would love to say a little bit more, but if you
this,
need to,
yeah, this is
I
one
can
I
just
could talk
do
about for
this
a long time, but
okay, sure. I just feel like we haven't given Ray Fiennes justice by talking about how amazing his character is, just being like an angel in comparison to the Jimmy character, and them pairing off is just so incredible. Throughout the movie, he's all about not hurting anybody, be it infected, be it non-infected, being animals, being anything, right? Like even at that one point, he burns up one of the infected bodies. He places it down, and there's like a moth there. And I was like, oh, and he just leaves that moth there. He's just in that moth, symbolizing, metamorphosis as well and change, kind of like the infected people are going through. Like all these images that they put through Ian's character is just, he's such a wholesome character and so wise. And it's just, Ray Fiennes just captures it so well. Even you said like him dancing with Samson was like so weird, and it's drugged out. They're both on drugs. And it could easily come across as like super cheesy. The crazy dance number at the end could come across as so lame and cheesy, but he's so invested, and you believe every single moment of him on screen. It's just beautiful to see his story unfold, and heartbreaking and wonderful. Like I can't speak high enough for Ray Fiennes in this. It's so
it really was a good death for him, right? Like you hated to see it happen, but it was
But also
so
he's accepting of it too. Like even he, like Montes Mori or whatever, like he is like life and death are the same. It's all part of this world, and it's just beautiful. I hate it and I love it because I want more of it, but I feel like it's just such a beautifully finished story.
When he's sitting down with Jimmy Crystal and they're having their tete-a-tete, he was so sensitive and compassionate,
amazing,
listening to Jimmy. And you could see that just allows Jimmy to calm down and release his whole, mask and his facade and be real with Dr. Kelson.
Like for the first time in years, right?
Yes. And it was because of his compassion and his wisdom and his calm attitude, listening and hearing Jimmy and not disagreeing with him, but allowing Jimmy to not judging, just allowing Jimmy to be Jimmy and just having that dialogue with him was so disarming for Jimmy. And so Jimmy doesn't need to kill this guy. Instead, he's just like, all I need you to do is get my crew to follow me and we'll be out of here. So
yeah, it was great. It was great. There's just a handful of just amazing scenes in this. Yeah. Whether they like I have to cover my eyes scenes or I can't stop watching scenes.
Yep.
they balanced it really well, I felt.
For sure.
All right.
The last thing, and this might go poorly, so we can cut this if we have to.
Sure.
In the scene in the barn where the people are all strung up, you are playing the farmhand. You're cut free. You've got 4 Jimmies in front of you, and you're told pick one to fight. You're given a weapon. They don't have a weapon. Who are you choosing?
Wait,
what's
are you
your
asking us?
strategy? I'm asking you. You are the farmhand. What's your go-to move in that situation?
Okay, I mean, I feel like what he picked the more often than not is what everybody picked, because Jimmy Mina or whatever is the one that did the silly tubby dance in the house.
Kitchen.
So she feels like, obviously female, smaller, less of a threat than maybe the others who are a little larger, more imposing, because she did this silly dance and it disarms you, being like, oh, okay, maybe if I need to survive, this is my target. I think 99 out of 100 people would pick her because at that point, Spike was out of the barn.
Yeah, Spike and Ink aren't options. They're not in the barn.
Spike would have been the pick, obviously, but then it went to her. I think that would be the play for most people.
So I got to go with chat's suggestion, the lead Jimmy.
I don't think he was an option. I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But you have to fight a finger.
Yeah, I don't think Lord Jimmy's ever an option. He doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
He's
we don't see him do anything.
So if Lord Jimmy isn't an option, then, I mean, this is just me personally. I couldn't go after a kid, even though he wasn't an option in that scene. And I couldn't go after a woman. So I would have to pick like the biggest asshole in the group so I could just take my anger out on him at best. That's me. I don't know if that's logical. I understand why he picked her. That makes sense. That's a logical choice. That makes sense. Me personally, I would have moral issues trying to murder a woman. I know murder is murder, but and call me sexist or whatever, I guess, but that's just me.
I'm not calling you sexist, but also they just ripped the skin off of everybody you know.
And love.
I'll fuck a woman up pretty hard in that situation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not to mention, you've lived in this apocalypse for 20 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Chivalry's at the door.
You've probably offed a bunch of female infected without question. So
it's survival at that point.
Things may change. So it's hard, obviously, to gauge. We are not in these situations at all. But I appreciate your valiantness there.
I think I agree with you for different reasons, though. I think I do pick the big guy. Personally, I try and stretch for a couple of seconds. Like he just went straight into the fight after hanging for like 10 hours. I'd be like, no, let's limber up for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I think I put the knife away and just try and go after the big guy. Because this might not check out, but here's my logic. If you're in a gang like this and you're smaller, you need to know how to fight.
Right.
If you're bigger, you're probably just throwing haymakers and hoping.
Right.
And I might be able to fight a guy who throws haymakers.
And it's a knife fight, right?
Well, that's why I put the knife away, because he doesn't have a weapon. You do. I'm not giving him my knife. Right. I'm going to throw a punch. Right. Maybe I get punched back. I'll pull the knife out later if I have to. But if I have a knife on me, as we saw, he just gives the knife to her and then she uses it against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough question for sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what you guys' answers were. That's all.
It's super funny.
My thing was he's in there on the hook and he sees the other girl up in the rafters. I'm pissed she takes so long to take action. Yes. Right? The whole time I'm in my seat, in my head, screaming at this woman, do something. They're murdering your family.
Charity. Yeah, she watched the whole
charity event. Oh my goodness.
I'm almost the opposite. I'm kind of like, why did she do anything even at the end?
Mm-hmm. Why'd she just run? Yeah.
And like leave point, or just lay down. Like they clearly aren't searching the place for her.
Yeah.
So just let it be over. Like she did. I don't want to say she saved him because he still dies a pretty horrible death, but at least they get a bit of revenge at the end. But like she's not taking on 5 Jimmies. She's just not. No. So like you can die with them or you can hide. Like
didn't she
maybe I'm a coward.
She like escapes and comes back into the barn, right?
Yeah. Or maybe she was hiding there the whole time. I'm not sure.
I
think
thought that she had kind of like maybe not left the entire compound, but she was outside and came in up to the barn.
She left the house and ran into the barn, and then all the Jimmies came into the barn and followed her. But once she's up in the rafters, she's there the entire time until she throws the hook into the back of the head.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, he was like the last one, and I assume the father.
The father.
So I think that was her breaking point of like, I have to do something. Now is the time, and it moves the plot forward, obviously.
Well, and him being unchained, her doing something allows him to do something. Whereas if they're all chained up and she gives away her position, she's dead for no reason. She did get a lot of
bang for her buck on that one, I guess.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Although, I mean, I'm happy we only saw the shirt charity and not the pants charity. Okay, I'll just put that out there.
You're not wrong.
Jimmy Mina wanted to do the pants, and I don't want to see that. I got enough Samson in my life.
I didn't want to see the shirt.
It was cool though, being like, "Oh, what's the shirt?" And then you're like, "Oh no, I don't want to know this. I don't stop."
No,
yeah, I can't unknow this.
All right,
rate it.
Good.
Yeah, let's rate it.
All right. I'll keep this short and sweet. This episode is once again brought to us from the good folks at Radique Audio out of Ottawa, Canada. If you're looking for vintage audio equipment or the Bluetooth RA Twin Turbo, I keep wanting to throw turbo in there, that's not a turbo, the RA Twin 2 Bluetooth device that I've talked about, which allows you to connect devices to your phone or your phone to devices, depending on which way you want to go, check out RadiqueAudio.com and use coupon MONGOOLY at checkout for $10 off. Or Winter10 for 10% off if you're looking for an audio receiver. RadiqueAudio.com.
RadiqueAudio.com.
If you like what we do and you want to help support us, consider joining the Patreon. There's a link down below. Thank you to our producers, as well as our executive producers, including Real Bubba Hotep and Dino, and our writers, Elder JM990 and Miss Hillary. We've decided we're going to watch Shutter Island for our Patreon pick next week, so join us over on Discord for the watch party this Sunday night. That one.
Woo. Yeah. Nice.
All right.
I would punch a nun for a can of pinto beans. That's great. Okay. So, I don't know if the years and the Bone Temple move us further into a fantastic zombie franchise or further out of the genre of zombie. I'm not really sure, but I'm here for it nonetheless. Had a great time with this. I already spoke how this movie retroactively improves its predecessor, and that doesn't happen very often for me. So extra credit points on this. I do want to rewatch that and see how I feel about the first years. But for me, this movie just vastly improves the franchise for me in a multitude of ways. I have no critiques over this film, really. Maybe there were some things that could be done a little better, but I don't have any complaints over it. The only thing that I had issue with it was, once again, didn't know what I was getting into, though this time I had an easier time letting go of what I wanted and going along for the ride. But the graphic nature of the Satanist cult and the acts that they perform was really hard for me to view. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just kind of needed like maybe a palate cleanser or some sort of an appetizer to prepare me for this, because it was so hard for me to get through those scenes, especially when, once again, I'm coming in thinking, a zombie movie. And it really wasn't a zombie movie much at all. However, it was a fantastic movie. Much praise for this film. I'm coming in at an 87.
Wow, that is significantly higher than your previous
Significantly higher than my previous installment. I believe I came in at like a 60-something, 63 or something.
68. So
68. Okay, so yeah, almost 20 points.
Yeah. Jeez.
And like
you
I
gotta
said,
watch, you gotta watch that 28 years later.
I
again
think
to
that
see.
68 is going to jump up into the mid 70s. That's how I feel right now.
Right.
Just knowing what that movie was doing and not
Yeah.
understanding it when I first saw it.
And I absolutely will allow it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, we can discuss this behind the scenes, but like, I have no problem with you retroactively changing your score while we're doing the franchise kind of a thing. If you were just like, hey, I watched Highlander again last night. Turns out it's a 90. Be like, we did that a year ago. I don't know.
We're gonna have to get an essay as to why you're changing so dramatically.
And why on earth did you watch it?
No, I think what I'm going to do.
That far.
I think what I'm going to do is when the third installment comes out, I'm going to rewatch both years, and so I'll have all 3 years.
I might do
is
that
what
as
I think
well.
I'm going to do, and then I'll tell you guys, does this change my score?
Right.
Got it. All right.
Although the problem is, it's not going to be 6 months from now. It's going to be like a year and a bit from now because they're pre-production now. That's the problem. They made the two back to back, and it was amazing to get 6 months later. You get the next installment. Now we have to wait. It's gonna be lame because this one amps you for the third. It
really does.
Ah, damn, they did good. So this beat out the OG for you, man.
Yeah. So, honestly. Yeah, I think it did. Even though the OG was definitely a zombie genre, though it was a mold-breaking zombie genre, it was definitely a zombie genre that had so much to it, so many layers and so much depth. This was, like I said, this didn't feel like a zombie. This is a horror movie that was more about torture and Satanism than it was zombies. It just happened to have some zombies in it, and it feels like a setup for getting back more into the zombie or cure for a zombie kind of thing.
Infected.
And all those loose ends that we talked about.
Yeah, I mean, that's your problem. They're infected. They're not zombies.
Yeah,
which is also cool. We didn't even talk about how like Ian was like discovering along the way that it clouds the mind, and we got to see for the first time what the zombies see or the infected people see.
The hunter that he saw as a monster.
Him talking about. He's seen the infected tear apart babies, and nature and animals don't do that, right? It's like, why? What are they? Something must be clouding their judgment, and what is happening? So that all those discoveries happened relatively quick, but you bought into it because of the way the first movie introduced these two characters, Samson and the doctor, and how this one like elevated it. It was just really cool.
Yeah, and I believe it was Real Bubba Hotep in chat had said earlier while we were talking that they're experiencing psychosis, and Jimmy is experiencing psychosis while he sees the horns on Samson as he walks through. Samson seeing the hunter as this demonic presence.
And hearing voices, right?
Yes. So lots of these themes going around on all sides of this infection.
All right. Sorry, Dan.
All right. No worries. I was looking stuff up. Even though the third 28 Years Later film hasn't been officially announced by the franchise's studio, Sony Pictures Entertainment has reported that on December 10th, it is moving forward with another sequel. According to Deadline, Cillian Murphy, who served as an executive producer, is in talks for starring in it. As well, Alex Garland is currently writing it, who wrote 28 Days and 28 Years Later and The Bone Temple. And Danny Boyle, who directed 1 and 3, has said that if they do make a third one, he will direct it. So it sounds like it's as greenlit as it can possibly be, but it is going to be a while before we see it.
Now, I also heard that Danny Boyle really wanted to direct this movie and not the first one.
Oh, really?
And I can see why. Like, this movie is so cool, whereas the first one's more of a setup movie, right?
If they're filmed at the same time, why don't he Peter Jackson and just do both?
I think there's probably a few reasons. I think the production company probably pushed for him to do the first one to ensure it was a success.
Okay.
Whereas, and don't get me wrong, what's her
Nia
name?
DaCosta.
Nia DaCosta did an amazing job in this.
Yes. I hope that she gets to play a part in the direction of the next film, because I have no qualms with what happened in this. Like, fantastic. Looking forward to more of their future hits.
Yeah, for sure. And Nia had a bad rap with the Marvels direction.
I like the Marvels, but I know I'm alone in that. So
no, you're not
Yeah.
alone. I didn't actually mind the Marvel movie. I just felt it was like very safe. And what
Yes.
I've heard from like interviews and different write-ups, Nia DaCosta said, "Yeah, Marvel didn't let me." Pretty much tied my hands
Sure.
in that
Yes.
movie, right? So
which a lot of
makes
it's
sense.
pretty
Marvel's
standard
a
for
bit
Marvel.
of a sticky wicket when it comes to directors and what they want to do. They're just not allowed any kind of freedom. We've heard that for a long time.
Unless you're the Russos, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, if you keep putting up movies like the Russos do, yeah, we'll give you a little bit more leeway.
Exactly.
All right.
Anyway, sorry. We're so off topic now.
Yeah.
No worries. No worries. All right. So as I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I was being somewhere between these two guys. As far as my enjoyment of this movie goes, I really liked 28 Days Later. I really liked 28 Years Later because both of those movies introduced so many concepts that stuck with me for quite some time. And that's kind of been my issue with this movie. Now, I only saw it on Monday. It's only been a couple of days, so it's hard to say for sure. As much as I enjoyed watching this movie, as much as the acting was phenomenal, the cinematography was incredible, the characters were well played, I don't know that there's as much on this movie that makes me think about it afterwards. You know what I mean? Like I kind of walked out of this film and went, that was good. What's for dinner? Whereas 28 years later, I walked out and was like hooked on it for days. I wanted to break down what everything meant. I wanted to look into what they were trying to get at with certain things. And I liked this movie a lot, but I didn't quite get that much out of it. And maybe that's on me. Maybe a second viewing will change that. I'm not 100% sure. I think this movie was incredible. I am super curious to see where the third one goes. I really want to see more of, unfortunately, we lost two of the really well-acted characters in Lord Jimmy and Dr. Ian. But if we get more Samson, if we get more Cillian Murphy, more Spike even, I'm going to be very excited for where this franchise goes. I'm definitely going to be there for the third movie. However, this one does score him just a little bit less than the first 28 Years Later at a 79. And honestly, that score changed a little bit even as we were talking tonight because these guys were reminding me of some of the scenes. So again, a second viewing might really change the score. But right here, right now, I really liked it. But I stopped thinking about it the second I watched it. So I have to give it a score where I think is appropriate. Crickets. Cool. Okay. You're on mute. That's why it's crickets. You can't talk.
That's why it's great. I was bashing you the whole time. No.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I agree and disagree with everything that was just said by both of those gentlemen. I thought this movie was a riot. We didn't even really touch on the humor that was in this movie in the second half. I had laugh out loud moments. I was the only one laughing in the theater, but it was like legit funny. And it really lightened that darkness that we saw at the beginning of the movie. And I think that that's what this movie is. And where I disagree maybe with Dan is that this is like a light versus dark movie. That's what it honed in on and grabbed and went forward with. And I kind of like the focus of that more than the openness and, the just disjointedness of the first movie, because it was setting up multiple threads. It kind of was a little jumping around. It was a coming of age story for Spike. And then he was on his own with his mother. And then, we meet the doctor. And so it kind of goes all over. Then we introduce the Jimmies. And so that open feeling kind of left me want a little bit. Whereas this one, I felt because of the focus on the light versus dark, the good versus evil per se, humanity versus loss of humanity. That's really what this movie is about. And it hit on that for me. And it was well executed. Seeing both sides of that coin and them coming together at the end was just a spectacle, to say the least. That said, I do have a couple of gripes. I mentioned this movie doesn't stand up on its own as I like movies to do. This is very much a continuation of the first movie, which in retrospect makes me enjoy the first one a little bit more. But I do enjoy when movies stand on their own. And, it's not Spike's story in this one, which is a good and bad thing. Without Spike, this movie doesn't happen. These stories don't collide in the way they do. But, he did feel a little bit backseated, and I could have used a little bit more. I think the actor could handle more and could have given us a little bit more in this, and I would have been happy about that. That said, Ray Fiennes, beautiful, amazing, couldn't get enough. And Lord Jimmy, love, because I hate him for all the right reasons. Overall, this is an 84 out of 100. I do believe it is a better movie than the first, in my opinion, because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every second of it. It just doesn't happen all the time, but I was just like amped, and I'm amped for the third one.
That's awesome. I'm super glad to hear that. You can sometimes come across relatively negatively, and I love that you were excited for this.
Yeah,
right?
I'm very critical, I'd say.
Yeah,
negative. Yeah, for sure. Sometimes
critical is a better way of wording it, but yes. No, when you say better than the first, do you mean the first 28 years?
28 years. Yes.
Okay.
Again, because we're always in this trilogy talk in this.
Sure. And that's what I assumed you meant, but I just wanted to clarify.
You know how we divided out freaking Jurassic Park and Jurassic World? I almost want to do this with this movie because it's the same world, but it's such a different.
But we can't with Cillian Murphy coming in at the end.
I know.
Although we did have the cast of the original Jurassic Park come in Jurassic World.
Exactly.
So maybe
they're just
different.
They're just so different.
Yeah.
But
years and days are definitely different, but we'll just have to see.
If you look at our list, you can tell like we are just playing it fucking hard and fast because there's some franchises where it's like Evil Dead, same thing. It should be probably two separate franchises. They're connected, but they're not. Jurassic Park, Jurassic World should probably be one franchise, but I like splitting them up because I don't want to do. I don't want to do 9 movies and counting, right?
Exactly.
Like with Star Wars, I'm absolutely going to do like prequel, sequel, original.
Sure.
So like I like breaking it up where we can, but also like sometimes they are just one long story.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: if we end up taking years as a trilogy and days and weeks as the other part,
it's gonna tank that movie.
Weeks will tank days.
I know.
Yeah, and years is gonna just float to the moon.
I know. It's tricky.
So we really got to see how the third one plays out. A lot could pivot on this franchise. On the third one, I was not expecting 28 years to be the movie that it was. This one absolutely blindsided me in a very good way. So happy that it made me feel better about its predecessor. And I'm so happy to have these characters to look forward to. And I'm so happy that they greenlit the third of the years. So,
I'm so
really looking forward to it.
That it's not getting more play in theaters.
Yeah,
people are missing out on that. Not that you need to see this in theaters. If they see it in streaming or whatever, that's great. You don't have to. Although, I mean, that last scene, the concert is a big screen spectacle. That thing is
that's good.
Dynamite on the big screen. A lot of times, Dan specifically, I think Brian as well, you guys both have like a fun factor, enjoyed the movie in your ranks or like your tallies. I don't really have that. I kind of want to put one in because I just had such a fun time watching this movie. I don't know why. The scene is so dark and gruesome when they're given charity, but it was just so gripping, the whole movie. I just enjoyed.
I didn't want to see the charity scene, but I can recognize it was absolutely powerful. I mean,
the importance of it.
It was incredible. So that's why, even though this movie may not have been as fun for me to watch because of its gruesomeness.
Agreed.
Much respect was given for the choices made.
Right. Yeah, no, what they lacked in infected, they more than made up for in gore. This one was way gorier than 28 years later, I think.
Okay, one thing I do want to go into real quick, because there's only 2 scenes with zombies in the entire movie. I guess 3 if you count the very, very end.
But like any notable scenes, really, right?
Yeah, we had a slice of the neck or something here and there, a real quick thing. With
that's right.
But yeah, for the most part, no.
There was, in the first 28 years later, a lot of correlations between the alphas and even the animals around. And in this one, we did see that one scene where the birds are just kind of flying around, swarming around the Bone Temple, if that's what you want to call it.
That's what it's called.
Sure, yeah.
We had a line about, he's dancing with an alpha, no less. We had that. So they still recognize alphas and regular zombies, but they didn't push the caste system on us.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of like. It's weird how they kind of just let that go. But that one scene, which is the birds, is like, oh yeah, no, they're still kind of doing it. But
yeah, I think part of the whole tier system or different evolutions was more like this big slow infected came across to me as like this is a great way to train new people. And so that's why there was the slow one. And then it's kind of the rule of three, right? At the end of the day, the alpha is the only one that matters, because then we get Samson and we get Samson's story and all this amazingness happens there. But it's kind of the rule of three of like, okay, we've got the fast zombies, the normal ones, and then we've got the alpha, and then we've got the slow ones. Like that's kind of the three that are in the movie.
Yeah.
So them not touching on this one didn't bother me at all. Just knowing that the evolution of them is there and that the virus is always changing is enough. But now I think in this movie specifically, it's again veering to like the second movie, 28 weeks later. People are the bigger threat. The Jimmies are the bigger threat than the infected.
Yeah.
To the point where Ian is curing the infected, right? Like it's now this paradigm shift of always. Walking Dead did it. It happens in lots of this kind of genres. The biggest threat is always people.
Yeah.
And people is what kicked this whole virus thing off, right? Like it always kind of circles back to that. And I didn't mind that I did that. And I'm more happy that we pushed the infected away than we pushed Spike away in this movie.
I will say I did like that. Like it was kind of a throwaway line, but something at one point, I think Jimmy says it to Kelson, where he's like, you don't actually believe that this came from like test tubes in a lab or something, right?
Yeah.
He's pushing religion so hard. He's like, no, that's all nonsense. Like that's silly. I liked that.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. The way they set it up is so good. Like Jimmy believing they're demons and this is now hell on earth. And old Nick dancing with the demon is like so believable to these people. It's like, I saw it. Like this has to be Satan. It just, they lined it up really well.
Agreed. All right. Let's jump over to here.
Is this bringing it up? I'm guessing it's going to come up a couple notches.
Oh.
Brian's score surprised me a little.
Sorry. And with that, we see wait, is it processing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And with that, we see the 28 later trilogy jumping a few spots into third place at 75 points across the board. This was a raise for all three of us coming up on this one. And actually, the average on this movie coming in at 83, making it the second highest in the franchise, just 1 point behind 28 Days Later. So yes, this absolutely jumped it up a couple places. Still not touching the Dollars Trilogy, still a few points behind that. The third movie definitely has its work cut out for it. However, if Brian does go back and rewatch 28 years later and brings that score up, that was a pretty low score for him. That could jump a few points as well. So
that was a tanking score on that for sure. I mean, still showcasing a good movie, just not a fantastic movie like I felt this was.
Brian, what do you think of this placement here?
You know me, I'm a big fan of Aliens and Predators, so it's always sad to see something overtake some of my favorite franchises of all time. But it's warranted. This was just quality. There was so much great writing in this. And if there's one thing I have learned in critiquing these films with you guys, it's that writing accounts for so much in a movie. This movie had the chops.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian? Or sorry, Brian. Dan.
I think there are higher highs in both Predator and Alien than there are in 28 years. But being 7 or 8 movies long, there's a lot of really low lows as well.
A lot of duds. Yep.
And so far in this franchise, we've only had 1 miss out of 4 movies, and the other 3 are damn near classics. So it's really hard to argue with that. I have no issues with where it is, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But that being said, like there's a movie or two in Alien and a movie or two in Predator that I'd rather watch. But if we had to do the entire franchise over again, I'd watch 28 years.
Yep. For sure.
And that's the beauty of the franchise again, right? Like we say it a lot. The more you get, the more chances of duds. And we're getting lucky with this one, I think, partly because it's the original writer director coming back. And you know, they've stood up well overall, I think. Yeah. Whether it's your genre of choice or not at the end of the day.
I mean, not being my thing, it can still be incredibly well written. Like the first 28 days later, it doesn't go too deep into the gore and the stuff that I don't like, and does go really deep into the interesting questions of like, what would you do in this world? How would you survive? Where would you go? Even in this movie, I'm asking you, like, you know, you're posed with this question of who are you going to fight? Who are you going to shoot? That's how I watch movies. And when movies give me a lot of choices like that, I really enjoy it. And this movie, while brilliant, just didn't give me a lot of those options. Like, what do you do in this situation? Because I wouldn't be in that situation. As lame as that sounds, I wouldn't join the Jimmies. I'd probably die fighting them. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be like, let's go
farmhand.
Exactly. Which is why probably resonated to him, being like, all right, here's your chance. Who are you taking out?
Exactly. I also thought you would appreciate the dialogue between the Lord Jimmy and the Dr. Ian. Like
one of my favorite scenes.
I immediately thought of you. I was like, oh, this is butter for Dan right now. I'm loving this.
Yeah, for sure. All right, that is our rate. Sorry, I won't do the all right. That's our rating of 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. But what's yours? Leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear what your score is. We record this live over at twitch.tv/The Mongoolie Show every Thursday night at 9 p.m. So if you want to head over there and hit the follow button, you can watch this live as we make it. Or if you enjoyed this video, just make sure you hit like and subscribe so that we see you in the next one. All right.
I think it's a damn shame that your outro is not iconic. Like, I absolutely love your outro. I look forward to hearing you say, see you in the next one. Like, it's good. You know, that was our rating. What's yours? I love that. So I absolutely love that. I can't wait for it to become iconic, because obviously it will.
Like, subscribe, share, do all the things, Brian.
Yeah.
Let people know about us. I want to integrate a way of doing it now that we're off air. Obviously, I flubbed the intro where I was like, hey, we've got a poster at the end. Make sure you stick around for that. But I want to figure out a way to get that into the beginning of the episode so people know, like, oh, we should stick around and actually hear that. And I also need to figure out a way to actually support. Just remind people that we do exist in podcast form as well. You can listen to us if like you're driving your car and you don't have YouTube Plus or whatnot. Check us out on Spotify. Check us out on Amazon Prime. I am putting out more episodes. I took a pretty significant break there for a while, and I do apologize for that. But I had a couple episodes come out this week. So we've got, I think we're up to the end of the Alien franchise now. We're just about to start into, gosh, what was after that? I think it might be Home Alone after that. But I'm working on getting those out at a more regular pace. I do want to get to the point where I'm caught up, because the last like 2-3 months or so, as I'm recording this, I'm just like editing the podcast version as well. So I'm going to hit a point where I'm like, oh, I don't need to edit anymore. They're all there. Now I just need to upload them.
Right.
So I'm just trying to get to that point. So like on Mondays, Thursdays we record this, and then on Mondays it's live YouTube and everywhere you can find a podcast. But I do want to remind people about that during the episode, and just like, hey, you know, a follow, a rating, like anything you can do to help get people to find us would be amazing. Because I think the people who like us, sorry, that was going to sound stupid. The people who like us. It's just a matter of we're not hitting new people.
Yeah, spread it more out. Yeah. A question for you. I don't want to like mess up. I like the flow of our opening and how we get into it. But just talking about like the poster thing at the end, would it be possible or easy to bring it up at the beginning, being like, here's where the franchise is currently sitting?
Ooh, I
Let's
like
see
that.
where it'll be at the end of the episode.
I
you know?
like that. Yeah.
Just so
And
that
it gives
because
new
you
viewers
update
a
it.
taste. Hey, look at all these movies that we've talked about. We've
Maybe you
been
should go
doing this
back
for
and
over
listen
a
to it.
year. Check it out.
Mhm.
There's all this
Yeah.
content.
Highlander, what the fuck? Screw these guys. I'm not watching any more of this.
Oh no, are we gonna alienate the 3 people that like Highlander?
Hey, Bubba Hotep's licensed. He's still here, so clearly
Yeah,
we're not going to
that's
alienate
true.
them too hard.
Oh,
Amazing.
man.
That's a good
Anyway,
idea. That's a good idea.
yeah.
I will think on that.
Think about it. Yeah, I just don't know how easy that is to do. So
Well, I wouldn't hate like Will, you've already got your intro at the very beginning of the episode. Like if we can
If
I
I
don't
write
mean if, well no. I was going to say if we can give this to Brian. So like you've got your intro
okay.
and then I come in and be like, "Hey guys, here's our rating, the show that does this," just in case somebody this is their very first episode, they have no idea what we're talking about. Do that.
Yep.
And then Brian, if you were like, "Oh, and here's our previous score, blah 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 blah," like I don't know,
Yeah, I
just
can
something
work
to
on
think
something.
about, and then we
I
all
just
have a
thought I
way
was
of
here for
doing an
my good
intro.
looks. You guys have all those things. I was like, okay.
You
And
should
then
really
you
up
are.
your game
For the
then.
podcast, I was like, well, I'm not needed for the podcast.
It's a 2-man show on the podcast. I just edit you out
Yeah,
entirely.
no, I don't mind getting something together for the poster. I can crack a few jokes about, Dan
Well,
taking
even,
this
like,
stuff so he could put
Dan
this
has
higher or
the-
whatever.
Dan has the poster. You just have to say the bit, right?
Right.
yeah, I just put the poster up and you, I don't know, come up with something fun or interesting to say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just let me ride on your coattails a little bit more, would you? It'd be
Please.
wonderful.
That's why we're all here.
I'll just be like,
Why do
hey,
you think
Dan,
we're on top of you right now? We're just trying to ride you.
throw up our poster so we can find out, where do you guys think? I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but I'll come up with a little something. I always
Yeah.
feel like I'm not doing enough for this group because
you're doing
there's
great.
so much going on. And Dan, you've been working so hard to push this thing and carry it to places where I didn't even realize it would go. I mean, for us to have been here for over a year doing this, and it's still the stream I look forward to the most in my week.
That's super cool.
I agree. It's easy to say like, oh yeah, we've been doing this for a year, but like realistically, like look how many podcasts die after 3 episodes. Like the fact that we've kept this going as long as we have, you're right. It's easy for me to get into my own head and be like, well, the numbers are kind of where they're still at. Like they're not really growing all that hard. The numbers are still where they're at, though. People are still coming in watching. Like the people who are enjoying us are still enjoying us a year and a half in.
Payout. We're doing great. I'm happy about
one
that.
Patreon payout.
So one's all it takes to make me happy.
All right, good to know. I'll keep the next one.
And
you know keep them around for another year at least.
Yeah.
And you know what? More and more, I'm looking at my Sundays as I got to get Cyberpunk earlier on because we've got the Patreon pick to watch. We've got the watch party. I'm trying to get a movie in there every Sunday, and I'm looking forward to meeting up with people and watching a movie now. That's part of it. I'm enjoying that. I'm getting into the Discord a little bit more and talking with people about stuff over there. So I'm liking that. Like it's growing for me.
There have been a couple of times where I've been like, I kind of want to watch this movie. I don't really want to watch it by myself. Do I put it on the Patreon? Like, do I just because it's like this chair I spend way too much time in already. So like another 2.5 hours as opposed to sitting on a couch is kind of like, But watching a movie by myself versus watching a movie potentially with other people, maybe it's worth sitting in the chair for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting like a nice pillow or something to set on my desk because I'm always sitting back here and kicking my feet up on the desk when I watch. And after 2 hours or 3 hours on some of those movies we were doing, my legs are getting a little sore. So I got to come up with something.
All that to say, chat, if you haven't jumped in the Discord, if you aren't on the Patreon, get in there because the movie watching is great. It's super fun doing these group movie sessions.
Yeah.
You won't be disappointed.
Reminder again, this week we are doing
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. Thank you. Sorry,
Shutter
I lost
Island,
it.
A great film. Looking forward to this.
Okay, so you've obviously seen it. Will, have you seen Shutter Island?
I saw Shutter Island in theaters when it was released. I have not seen it since, so I'm looking forward to the brush up on the movie.
Same. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it like as soon as it came out for rent, and I have not watched it since. So I am very curious to go back to this one. This is one I've actually wanted to go back to for quite some time. I don't remember loving it when it first came out, but everybody talks so highly about it. I'm like, maybe I missed something. Maybe like Leonardo DiCaprio is incredible. Like I am legit looking forward to going back to this one. I'm kind of sad. Like Miss Hillary was talking about doing the Basketball Diaries, and I'm kind of disappointed I wasn't able to find a copy of it. Shy of spending $20 on Amazon or something, which maybe I will just do for next month if she's still around. So
I've been a Leo fan since Eating Grapes. Gilbert Grape was
What's he gonna
I
go
was
great?
like, wow, this kid's good.
Yeah.
And then it was also interesting to watch him still be a kid or look like a kid on screen for almost 20 years. And finally, this last decade, I'm like, oh, okay, now he's starting to finally look like a man and an old man.
Put him
you
in
know?
a beard. Put him in a beard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give
I
him an
started
Oscar.
watching One Battle After Another, and I ended up stopping because it just really was not what I thought it was going to be. And I was like, oh, okay, I might save this and wait and hear some other people before I spend 2 hours on this one. But I would like to see where that one goes.
It wasn't my favorite movie.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot of buzz as being like the number one favorite for Oscar winning, and I'm just like, I get
Really?
it. It's super artsy. I get it, but it's just not
Yeah.
for me.
I
But
don't know.
anyways,
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah, well, whatever. Save that for other time.
I have thought about that, Mr. Hotep. He's saying we should play more Pictionary and like games and do that for the Patreon. I would love to make Patreon content. I don't have time. Is basically what it comes down to. It is relatively hard enough getting the three of us together, let alone making sure we watch a movie ahead of time, let alone editing the podcast after the fact, let alone the other stuff that I want to do, both online and off. I love the idea. I don't know how to fit it into my week currently.
Yeah, the movie watch party isn't quite so bad because we're watching either something that we have to watch anyways,
yeah,
or something we wanted to watch anyways. In my case, I throw up some stuff. Don't watch Flight Risk, but we see things in there, and so it's not taking up too much of my time. In fact, anytime I sit down and go, I have enough time to watch this whole thing, I'm like, I should go watch it in the watch party room. Usually the problem is that I just thought of it that moment, and I'm like, no one's going to be there because no one knows I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hard for me.
But
I'm trying to make Sunday a dedicated movie watch day.
The more people that join the Patreon Discord, the more people might be available to jump in with you.
True.
That's true. And we don't always have to be the one hosting a film. Somebody like Hillary, who has access to the channel, could put up a film randomly. So I would love to see movies playing all the time in there. That would be great.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Going back a second to never mind. Doesn't matter. Yeah. No, I would love to see a bit more activity on Discord, and not like, because the Discord's free. Anybody can join the R rating Discord. So it's not like, oh, join our Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Like, literally, I just love to see more people in there, like more conversations going, hey, I just watched this movie. What do you guys think? We can start X amount of those conversations, but if nobody engages, then nobody engages, right? Like, it just,
I didn't get enough googly eyes when I put my picture of the Bone Temple up. So I'm like, that doesn't inspire me to put more pictures of myself up there.
Well,
I'm no Brian. I'm no looker.
I actually showed a lot of people that picture. I went, here's one of the guys I do a podcast with. Check him out. He's going to see the Bone Temple. Like, I showed that to like 12 people because I like that picture so much. I don't know why. And everybody looked at me like, who's that guy? Like, what's going on?
Random dude acting cool.
But I was excited for that photo.
I had fun.
All right, I actually have to pee, and I just realized it's 9:30, and my kids haven't been put to bed yet because my wife went to bed early. So I got to bounce, guys. I'm out of here.
No worries.
All right.
Cheers, gentlemen. Another wonderful night. Wish I could stay later, but
we'll see you see you Sunday, actually, for Shutter Island.
Sunday, yes. I'll be getting Cyberpunk stream going early, and we'll jump into that movie. What time do you want to start that?
8 my time, 7 yours.
8 Eastern, 7 time. Okay, that's perfect for me.
Just to confuse
I can make
you,
that
9
happen.
my time.
If you're in the R rating thing, it's an event. And the event should change for time zones.
I'm going to remember that it's 7 my time.
Run 7 my time.
There we go. We'll keep it there for 7 Central. All right, bye, guys. Bye, chat.
Cheers.
Have a good one. This podcast gives me a Bone Temple. Mr. Hotep, you mentioned something earlier that I didn't fully understand. I wanted to go back to it, but I'm gonna bring it back up on screen so I can read it properly. Where is your...
Was it about punching a nun in the throat, or
no? Considering you guys rate franchises, and in a franchise, sequels rarely, if ever, can be standalone, would your rating... Damn it, I lost it. Would your rating go up if you look at it as it needing to be dependent on seeing the first? I don't think it would go up. I think it would go up if it was standalone, personally. Like if you could watch a movie that was the second or third part of a franchise and it integrated perfectly while also being its own standalone thing, I think that would raise my score.
There's something to be said about a movie having a nice through line arc, beginning to end. There's just something to be said about that. You sitting down and watching that story unfold. If you have to pull from others, I mean, naturally it happens in franchises. I'll give you that. But it should still be able to stand alone as a movie. That's just something I believe in my heart of hearts. So if it's dramatically inefficient at doing that, it's going to lose some marks.
I'd agree with that.
How many sequels do that? Terminator 2 does that beautifully.
There are a lot of sequels that are better with the first movie, but are completely watchable without it.
100%. Yeah, it's just like, yes, watching the first movie adds flavor and gives some backstory, but it doesn't. It's not a necessity to that movie.
Yeah, I would say most superhero movies do that. Like you probably walk into most like a Batman movie knowing enough to enjoy a Batman movie, right? Like you don't have to be a fan. You don't have to watch the first movie. If you walk into The Dark Knight, I don't think you have to watch Batman Begins to instantly pick up on what's going on. Unless like you came out from under a rock and you've never heard of a superhero before, then you might be a little bit like, what on earth is going on with this guy in a cape?
Yeah.
We didn't discuss it this week, but technically, like this is the end of this franchise for now. We're going to do the Patreon pick. And then February, just so people are aware, they can watch ahead if they want to. We're going to be doing Knives Out trilogy, correct?
Correct.
Nice. I have not seen the third one. I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't seen the second or third one. So
okay.
Yeah. I watched the first one once.
Same.
And I remember quite enjoying it. So we did go back to it.
I have seen 1 and 2 once each. And I have not seen 3 yet, although I'm looking forward to it. So I guess that kind of tells you how I feel about the franchise. But I will leave that until next month.
100%.
All right. Crow, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Appreciate you. Are you looking for a late night jelly bean before we sign off? I was going to play Broforce with Mr. Bubba Hotep, but he's saying he's got some back issues, so he's laid up in bed. So I think I'm going to call it an early night. I've got some people showing up in the morning, so I have to be kind of around for them, which does kind of screw my plans up for streaming first thing in the morning. So I'm going to have to wait around in the morning until after the repairman is gone, and then we'll see what time of the day it is and kind of go from there. But worst case scenario, I will definitely be here Saturday morning and probably Monday, possibly twice even, because we're going to do the Monday evening thing, but then I might just get jelly during the middle of the day and just play again. I've got a 4-day weekend, so going to try and get on here as much as possible. Thank you, Crow. Appreciate you. What are you up to tomorrow for Friends Friday?
It's going to be Friends Friday. I'm kind of got a little bit of a knackering for 7 Days to Die again, but we might kick off something a little more playful, maybe some headliners or something to get warmed up before we get into that. We'll see. You never know where the stream's going to go anywhere. I never know. So I don't know how anybody else would.
Nope, just going to interrupt you for no reason there. Lost it.
No, that's good. I didn't have much to say.
You mentioned headliners. There is that headliners group that we played with. We haven't really done anything with them in quite some time, or I haven't at least engaged. You probably do more on your Friday nights. There's a couple of games that we're kind of tossing around. Zero Justice mentioned one that I picked up today. Guilty as Sock has been one we've been talking about for a long time. I'd love to get a group going again for that. I had a lot of fun playing headliners back in the day, but I just don't really feel like playing headliners more. I feel like I kind of got what I was going to get out of that game.
Yeah. I mean, to cut you off, we played headliners on One Friends Friday in the last couple of months, and I was like, because we had such a break from it, it was okay because there was new content, new levels, and so it was kind of fun, for a round. But it's like a maybe every couple of months game I'd play, just to check.
They would have to introduce some pretty serious new content for me to be excited about it again.
Yeah.
Not a bad game, just we played it enough. I kind of got what I wanted out of it.
That's fair.
Bubba Hotep, Star Rupture, definitely Saturday morning. If you're around, I will be doing that. If not, maybe we'll try something else. Trash Can. Dan, how much are you looking forward to Send Help, seeing as your favorite all-time director? I'm not going to lie, that trailer was playing before this movie.
It was.
And I was like, interesting. What is this? And then it was Sam Raimi. I'm like, oh, I didn't lose all interest in it, but it definitely went down quite a bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should be. I'm hoping what I'm hoping to do, and we still need to kind of figure out a way to do this. I can't. So I don't know. I want to do like I've got a bunch of Transformer models behind me that I want to do unboxing for, like an actual opening thing. Both the new TikTok and the new YouTube have been doing okay for that, considering how little content I put out. So I would like to do like a bigger video of that, but I'm just trying to figure out a way because I don't have a good camera for it. Like I'm basically using my cell phone. The webcams look fine for this, but I did like an unboxing with a webcam. It looked awful, and I was just like, no, that's not going to cut it. And I just don't have it in the budget to buy an actual like DSLR. So it's like, all right, well, we have to do the cell phone thing for as long as we can. But it's just, I don't know. So we'll see how that goes. But we'll do something live tomorrow, I'm hoping. And then we'll definitely be around for Sunday. So thank you all so much for hanging out. Unless you got anything, Will, I'm gonna raid and call it a night.
Only thing I have is big thanks to chat for always showing up for us. And a big thanks to Dan and Brian for having fun discussions every week. Appreciate y'all.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't. I am constantly torn between if I was the audience member, I would want to know the behind the scenes stuff. So talking with Brian and you while on camera about behind the scenes stuff would fascinate me. But every now and then I'll get a comment somewhere where somebody's like, "Oh, why do you talk so much about like the Patreon and stuff like that?" And it's just like, yeah, I guess not everybody's in the same boat. So if you're listening and we're like, oh man, the Patreon's so much fun, or oh, like I really like that we got this many viewers or whatnot, I do apologize. I'm not trying to like guilt anybody into doing or listening or anything like that. That is not the intention.
People. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a matter of that's what I would find interesting if I was listening to a streamer. So that's what I kind of talk about. But anyways, let's raid out. We got Mr. J Stack live right at the moment. He's playing some Arc Raiders. I love this dude's energy. Go give him a love. Send hi. Do all the things. Follow him if you want. If you're playing Arc Raiders, might as well watch him for a little bit. Anyways, you guys have a great night, and we will catch you next week for more R Rating. I am just killing time until this button shows up. There it is. Goodbye.